Nick, let's talk about the New England Patriots. We all know football is right around the corner as soon as Hard Knocks starts playing. Everybody's always really excited to watch it, and we are not excluded from that. And we saw an update on, from the past, from this draft cycle about Patriots quarterback Drake Maye on none other than Hard Knocks when he was interviewing with the New York Giants and Brian Daboll. Let's get into the article and we can talk more about all of this and what it means to the Patriots on the other side. This, of course, from the New York Post, as the article came from. Obviously, the information came from Hard Knocks. It says it looked like love at first sight when the Giants brought in quarterback Drake Maye for a whiteboard test at the NFL Combine. The former North Carolina star impressively picked up the Giants' offensive lingo and made a serious impression on the team staff, including Giants general manager Joe Schoen and coach Brian Daboll. As shown in the second episode of Hard Knocks, this is them going over the play. It says, Den Dolphin, right, 72 Tundra float H angle, Daboll said to Maye, who quickly repeated the coded lingo back to the Giants head coach. Yeah, so Tundra stands for what? Daboll inquisitively asked while stroking his beard. 2 unders, Maye replied. Daboll went through more advanced terminology with the young signal caller who seemed to be speaking the same language at a high level with Daboll. Maye added during the conversation that this was the easy stuff. Comparatively, Daboll was shown in a meeting with LSU product and future number 2 pick Jaden Daniels while doing the same whiteboard challenge, and it didn't seem quite as natural. Maye's showing appeared to wow the Giants front office, who appeared to be interested in trading up to draft him. I think this is pretty good news, Nick. We always talk about corroborating evidence on this channel, and for the Patriots, corroborating evidence that you got a good quarterback is that somebody else tested him and they were actively trying up to go get him. I think this is big news for the Patriots, Nick. I'm curious what your thoughts on this one are, but before we get to you, Patriots fans, in the comment section below, there's been a lot of times throughout history that we've seen examples of situations like this. Little snippets, little clips that made you think, we got the right guy. We've got the guy that makes the most sense for us. Give us some examples in the comments below, specifically around draft time of, maybe a clip at a combine, something that you saw in the draft process that let you know this is going to be a good pick. And bonus points if it was a guy that went to the Patriots. Let us know those in the comment section below. But Nick, before we get to you, one more thing. Check the description below today's video and check out our list of recommended NFL reading. There's a lot of great books out there this summer. If you're doing something and you want to bring a book that breaks down the game of football, that goes over the history of the NFL or talks about some great legendary coaches, check that list in the description of this video. But now, Nick, what are your thoughts on Drake Maye showing on Hard Knocks?
Yeah, so first of all, before I go into Drake May, to answer your question, I think the first time I heard the name Teddy Bruschi, I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
this guy, he just sounds like my favorite kind of player. So the fact that he ended up with Patriots, of course, New England fans, you got a great one there, an all-time New England Patriot there, and Teddy Bruschi. But you're talking about Drake May. Look, this is an incredible update because when you go through the offseason with any of these rookie quarterbacks, OTAs, mini camps, as we're getting ready for training camp, there's a lot of kind of evidence out there that a lot of these guys are absolutely spectacular physically, right? There's a reason they're first-round draft picks, whether it's Caleb Williams, whether it's Jaden Daniels, whether it's Drake May. But we all know the real secret sauce, what really drives quarterbacks to success, is their processing power. How can they handle reading a defense, understanding an offense, and executing the plays? After all, Patriots fans, you know this better than anybody because Tom Brady wasn't exactly known for his physical attributes. It was his mind, his ability to read, break down defenses, and execute the offenses is what made him the greatest quarterback of all time. Aaron Rodgers is physically gifted. Drew Brees had his moments as well, but the reality is those two guys are all-time greats because of their ability to mentally handle the game. Even Patrick Mahomes, for all his physical gifts, there are other quarterbacks in the game like Josh Allen, like Lamar Jackson, for example, that are much more physically talented than him. Why is he better than they are? Because of the mental side of the game. And that's what we're seeing from Drake Maye. And to be clear, this is not an indictment of Jaden Daniels. The New York Giants and a lot of teams, when they go into these meetings, they try and stump these quarterbacks. They try their best to make these young quarterbacks as uncomfortable as humanly possible. And the fact that Drake Maye wowed the New York Giants this much, folks, that is a phenomenal sign because this is a guy in Drake Maye. Look, it's not like he played in an NFL offense in college. He played for North Carolina. They were running a kind of high speed, no huddle, high tempo spread offense that was 100% college based. You're not going to see anything remotely like it in the National Football League. And despite that, he was able to, over the course of the end of his playing career to the draft prep. So we're talking about a couple weeks here, master NFL terminology. That is special mental acuity from this young quarterback. That means you've got a special mental processor in Drake Maye. And if he can handle the mental side of the game, he is going to be a lot better than a lot of other players, especially at the quarterback position. And it's not just understanding the play calls and understanding the situations, it's understanding what it takes to be a franchise quarterback. All of that factors into it. So the fact that he aced this interview is such a good sign for the Patriots. And look, New England fans, I think there's a lot of reasons to be excited about the future of this team before this report. But now that we know this latest update involving Drake Maye, you guys should be ecstatic.
Yeah, Nick, and you talk about the offense, you talk about what Drake May is coming from, and I think this is an important point. When he was at North Carolina, when he was under Phil Longo, that's an offense that's notoriously very quarterback friendly. You know, it produced a guy like Sam Howell. He went on, and now he's not even starting in the NFL. But for Drake May to come out and play in this offense, it probably, gave him a more favorable offense, a easier offense. It's almost comparable to like what Tennessee runs, an offense that is notoriously known to be quarterback friendly. And now he comes into a not quarterback friendly offense with the lingo that Brian Dable throws out. Everyone knows Brian Dable, incredibly complex system that he runs. And we see Drake May is able to process that and go through it extremely quickly. He probably only had, a few minutes to look over some of this stuff beforehand. I think this just shows this guy is special. He's a little bit different. And we see other quarterbacks come in who might have been a little bit more prepared, been in a little tougher, more traditional NFL style offenses, a la, Jaden Daniels come in, and they don't look quite as good as this guy. I think this just shows Drake May is a little bit different as far as when it comes to a guy who knows the game of football and who can process offenses and in turn process what to do against the defense. I think this is, a big sign for the Patriots. Drake May might have something special. You might have a Tom Brady level brain. Now, can he put that on the field? Can he put all those things together? Can they build a team around him? That's a different story. Let's not jump out too far ahead, but all signs are showing there might be something special with Drake May.
And the final point here, and this is almost a lead headline here, is that the Giants were going to try their best to trade up to get Drake Maye, despite having Daniel Jones on the roster, paying him a lot of money. So the Giants at this point were so impressed that they were basically okay with wasting Daniel Jones's career and salary, giving up a ton of draft picks because they were so wowed by what Maye showed them during the pre-draft process. That is another great sign here for the New England Patriots. There is a lot to really like just with this kind of under the radar news that came out recently when it comes to Drake Maye.